It's Show Us Your Tips back for 2025. Doing it all again for another year. Daggy just with a soft launch this week as the Beavers gallivanting around the Gold Coast at the moment. I assume trying to look for a stylish colt for us next week for the Just a Tip Syndicate. But we have some good racing going on. There's test cricket on in the background, some beers, the pool's happening. It's not all the pleasures in life, just most of them over summer. And let's get stuck into this Gold Coast meeting. It is the Magic Millions, and we are working, rail in the true position. Some rain around today. I think they got about 17 mil overnight. Weather looks pretty good tomorrow. Not that I trust the weather apps too much these days, the way it's going in Sydney at least. Perhaps a worst side of dead, soft track. But until we see otherwise, we won't treat it as too heavy. We kick off with the 2-year-olds, the boys in the first, and I'm going to kick off the new year with Nash Rawilla on top. He jumps on to talk, to be sure. He actually went up there last year and trialled this 2-year-old a couple of times, which suggests it's a bit of a play. Nice debut. All but reeled in a tearaway leader, and it's been a long-term plan for it. I think around $2.20-ish. Looks fair enough to me. We'll start the day, hopefully, with a winner. I thought Midnight Spirit leads and might be the Quinella horse from the inside gate there. Around the $8 mark seems to be decent enough value for it. The second is the girls' version, the Pearl, 2-year-old fillies. Not sure there's too many golden slipper hopes here, but Bjorn Baker does such a good job of picking up this sales prize money. We've seen him do it with Inglis for many, many years now. He's now having a crack at the millions, and Rainbow Glow is on top for me. Jay Collette, soft enough gate, and off a nice debut. It goes on top for me here. From Labella Boom, was good in both starts. The airborne Craig Williams takes over its, he's found some rides they do, takes over its reins. And I love the last trial of it actually, where it just calmly attacked a gap there and went through and smashed the line. Outside of that, if one at hundreds, if you want one for your exotics, should it get a run? Coolatar Queen, it's a nice enough type at a big price. You look for one for your first fours. More there. The third is a 1400 metre maiden, the traditional maiden here of Magic Millions week. And I really like the favourite actually, Held to Pay, Craig Williams again, middle gate. I've liked the 2 runs. It's had the setups at Canterbury. Very good both times, snagged back. I suggest more prep runs than anything else for this race. Has eaten up the ground. I think it sits further forward here. Williams will find a spot. And I like the Sydney form all day, so I'm going to stick with it. I think it's clearly on top for me. I think any intent from out wide for Tommy Berry could see Star Deal run a place at a reasonable price. It was around $16 when I did the form last night. He will want to push forward from the outside go to suggest, and does have a bit of a fitness edge coming here second up. And of the local chances, I thought Winchman might be reasonable value. Draw in the car park, but Emerald, P. Shayla seems to go right as a combination as well, and its debut was quite nice. The fourth is a 1300 metre 3-year-old fillies and mares race here, class 4, and easy for me to put Wooloo in on top. Soft gate, it hasn't really put in a bad run this prep. Missed the start 2 back at Kembla and just ate up the ground late again. That race has produced winners since. The likes of left field has come out of that. Made ground, and last time out was just snagged from the start. Made a lot of ground, and this is a pretty average race if we're being honest. Be right in the finish with even luck in the big field until Valhalla, I'm told, always looks tremendous from the yard. Blake Shin takes over, will make it the main danger. Next best Infatuation, who gets control for D Lane. And that's about the hopes there. The fifth is the Rising Stars. What have we got here? Class 4. I need my best bets for these things. What have we got here? A very easy bet to have in Moravia. Those that have followed the show the last 18 months know I'm a fan of this horse. I was giving it chances in the Silver Eagle and some very good races here. We get Blake Shin. We get a Cozy Gate. I think it can go forward. It has led at times in the past. It'll win this. All things being equal. I thought dangers were big prices here. Mickey's Medal and Ravenclaw, both in the 20s and worthwhile thought for your exotics. The locals, I thought Gates are against most of the ones I sort of liked. We might just leave that race there. Perhaps Katamata Fella with the weight might be just forgotten by the market. The 6 is a Class 3. Let's see if I can open this beer for one hand. No. Hold, please. Class 3. Class 6, Race 6, 1,200 metres. Magic Millions plate. Traditional sort of Queensland fare. And, well, this Lady Shotgun has been kept to this track for its last 3 starts, and it's exploded every chance it's got. Again, Craig Williams can find a ride, and you're getting an out $9 for a horse that I think it's going to need some luck. It's going to need clear air, but if it gets it, it will be right in the finish. Okay. Going to tip the Main Danger coming from Armidale, not like me. These will both be swooping together. But Ezekiel is a horse of talent. It won as it liked there. Don't worry too much about it. Before that, has some decent form around. Another dollar. Who was it before there? Another decent Metro Sydney horse. It's worthwhile giving thought here. Trials are good in between. It will be, to me, the Main Danger. And I thought Hatchet is just an honest tryer. Gets a cosy draw. Vlad Jurek, best of the locals here. Very good trial blowout leading into this. The quaddie kicks off with one of the features, the Wave. I think it's $500,000 race off the top of my head. And all the speed coming from the outside was interesting here, because that obviously then pushes everyone back and in of the swoopers. So I went looking for something that's going to be in that front pack, and with sales looming, I do love a Savabeel, and I'm going to put Golden Bullion on top. I thought the first up run was a farcical one-go affair there, but the second up win at Eagle Farm was quite good, where it fought off all but everyone, really, and won that race well. I think it rolls across. Reagan gets, I wouldn't say control with all this pace with it, but gets a nice enough run, and it'll go on top. And Gay, another one that just loves this time of year. Wrapped is the Danger. Very good win last time out, albeit midweek grade, but to be honest, a lot of these probably belong somewhere in midweek grade these days. Main Danger for me. Lock Eagle, absolutely live chance, especially if the track gets wet, but I don't think it's going to be that heavy. Anything else? We'll save the rest for the quaddie. 1,100 metre, the Syndicate feature on the day here. 4 obviously syndicated horses. And I'm going to spec one here in the Victorian, where is she down here? Zoo Sensation. I really liked its dominant wins before it ran into Inhibitions, who I did tip as better the summer last time out. Inhibitions would walk this in current form, especially I think from gate 5. Gets a lovely blending run, sets up well, and it goes on top. I think Derry Grove, top fresh horse, last time out. First up, beat Hell of a Barty, I think at this track as well. Gets Nash, who's been attached to it every time it's come to Sydney. Nice horse, bit of a time off, and obviously if you're like a fan of either of those booms at the top, I would not talk you out of it. They also go into the quadrilla. The 9th is the Sunlight plate here, and over 1,100 metres as well, which the last 3 all are. And there's a lot of pace in this one too. We've got all coming across, Overfull, Push Forward, Bold but Still, obviously, Gerringong, Spywire. He's darn hot too. All go forward. Arabian Summer maybe can take a seat out of that, but also a go forward horse, and a lovely go forward horse who I suggest with the stable's connection to Sunlight would be keen to win this race. Was fantastic resumption, but I'm going to put Lady of Camelot on top. Back to a sales race from being on the elite sprint bandwagon for the last 12 months. Golden Slipper winner, Blake Shin, a master of pace. Gate 1 is the concern, but perhaps can find 3 the fence with everyone coming across and get even luck. I think it's going to be very hard to beat. Stolly Bolly, there's value in the race. It put in some good stuff last time in Melbourne, and a nice run in Sydney. Comes back here, trial in Sydney, probably wanted a little bit more from the trial, but at 20-1 it's worth an exotic play, I think, for your trifectas and so forth. And obviously, as I mentioned, Arabian Summer and Private Harrier, who also on the up, live chances next best for me. Let's wrap up with the consolation of the Sunlight, 1,100 metres as well. This isn't as strong a race, but I'm going to stick with that Arabian Summer form line, that fast run, that resumption of it. Cosmic Fire sat 3 wide in that and ran very well. That was strong through the line in decent enough time, and is on top from Petticoat, who chased well, and before that bolted in a race first up very impressively. Vanessa also a live chance, coming up sitting 3 and 4 wide, pretty much given none, and was quite brave at Randwick, and to be honest, it wouldn't shock me seeing that Sydney form bolt this race in, but just sticking with the locals to wrap the card up. Quaddie for Magic Millions Day. Let's kick off in the first leg. We know number 1, Lock Eagle. Number 4, Gold Bullion. Number 10, Miss Jolene. Number 11, Wrapped. Second leg, 1, Prince of Boom. 2, Golden Boom. 3, Gaza Blanca. 5, Derry Grove. 7, Zoo Sensation. 11, Bezique. Third leg, 2, Stolly Bolly. 4, Private Harry. 6, Lady of Camelot. 7, Arabian Summer. 10, Spicy Martini at a big price, but has done some nice things. Throw Jaren Gogging at your leisure, I suppose, untapped there. Obviously, some of those scratchings are going to come out, and in the last, a couple of these may get runs in that feature, but 1, He's Down Hot. 2, 3, Cosmic Fire. 10, Petticoat. 11, Vanessa wraps us up. For showusyourtips.net, of course, check that out. We'll finally be getting stuck in and doing some good stuff around there in the next few weeks. Best bet, race 5, number 1, Moravia. I'm really keen on Talk to Be Sure in the first. Race 1, number 2, and 3, race 3, number 8, Hell to Pay. Also keen there. Value, race 6, the bracket of Lady Shotgun and Ezekiel could give us a great sight, I thought. I mentioned showusyourtips.net. I'm going to catch up with GT next week for the next episode of Did UFC That? Cheap plug for that, to preview UFC 311. Who I've just had a mind blank of who's on top. It'll come to me. We'll be back doing that monthly. Of course, 312 is Drekus and Strickland again in Sydney. Well, that'll be previewed as well. Soon be doing Footy and Frothy's Bold Prediction Show. Check out Footy and Frothy's channel. That'll be up, and send through, actually, any NRL bold predictions. There are any boring ones like Penrith minor premierships or anything. Bold predictions. We'll be catching up with the Footy and Frothy's boys and putting out some stuff, putting our balls on the line if some wacky stuff for that one. As I'm padding, let's get to Randwick. Some drizzle around Sydney, not too bad today. Obviously, no interruptions in the cricket so far. Weather looks pretty good for tomorrow. Treating it with the rail going into the 3-metre position is fairly benign, but it is 4 straight Saturdays, so that could be a bit of a concern. We kick off with the 2-year-olds in a maiden, where I thought the market was in the right order. I don't have much to add. I don't have too many angles here. Devil Knight from Cryosisms, and which is interesting. All those Godolphin horses coming up from seem to be prepared down south. Not sure what the story is there, but trialled amongst its own down there. Comes here, will be a live chance. And look, if there is something over the odds, I thought it might have been point score, but pretty well found by the market, which suggests it's got some ability because they're not necessarily fashionable connections there. But not lots to add in the first. I don't think I'll be betting. The second is the 1100 metre midway benchmark 72. I've noticed my top picks on the drift actually, but I'm super keen here on Bundeena, who had a fantastic prep last time out, beat well timed. Will be hard to beat. Also has a nice win. Went out with a nice win at the track, and the trial was absolutely fantastic here. So it's on top for me. Angel Fun's going well enough. We'll make it the danger. Pardon me. Oof. Going well enough, we'll make it the danger. And not much more to add here. Fairly keen that, especially with Ben Osmond on in a day where we're lacking a few, if not all of the top guns, it will be right in the finish here. Stable going well too, the Thompson Yard. The 1600 metre Class 3 highway is up next, and I'm not at all comfortable with myself because I'm about to sound the Beavers Massara alarm and put in somewhere on top. Track and distance winner last time out. Mapped last, which isn't great, but I think in real mini, I don't think this is necessarily a strong highway. Put it on top. Tom Sherry got the job done last time out. Yeah, not much more to add. I don't really spend too much time promoting this yard because, well, we know their record in these sort of races. Main danger, I thought Adolphus. Nick Hayward comes to town, gets the 1-1 off a nice enough win. It's a lightly raced winner. And I thought 2A might be the one, which is a crazy, crazy price if you're looking for one right outside the box. Race 4, we've just look at our scratching, something out of the box there. Race 4 is a 1400 metre benchmark, 88. And we won't spend too long on this one either. Accredited, very hard to beat. Gate 1 will jump straight to the front, get the job done as it did last time out, and there's just absolutely no pressure here. Gun run, everything's favour. It's on top. Aang Power sits outside lead. It'll roll along. It'll run second. And then Space Age can probably plunder into third spot there. He is a nice horse, but job against it here. Race 5 is a 1400 metre benchmark 78. A little bit more to dissect here, and I thought I'm going to give one more chance to Desire. I did like it going into that first up run. It hit that heavy track, never won a yard, put up with heat stress. Only that it's 18, 19, 20 bucks. I'm going to give it one more crack because I do think it's a horse with ability, but it's now struggled to beat a horse home its last 4 starts, to be honest. One more go. Desire on top, but outside of that, this is a very even race. Look, I didn't really like Gate 1 for Captain Amelia, but the horse is flying. I think I can forgive Gate 1 for last start for Lulamon. It'll improve, and if Alec of Acanto is going to win a race, this might be maybe the logical choice to go with just here. Didn't really like Perfumist coming off, provincial stuff. I know it's got no weight, but bit of a tricky gate, and I thought just market makers saw the weight and off they went. I was decided just to be against it here. So, see how we go with that. What else? Oh, honourable mention, Destiny's Delight, Zach Waddick, who is riding quite well at the moment and may well get control. It's 20s as well. Give that a little bit of thought. Out wide. And you mentioned 4 horses there. Anyway, the 6 is a mile, benchmark 72. I think pocketing, conversely, to the last, never mind, it's come out as I just look through scratchings here. Who am I left with? We've lost half the field. We'll go with Inside Man on top, actually. The lightly race one can bounce back. Good debut. Had a bit to do last time out. Bounces back. We'll make it top pick. I was slightly keen on pocketing, but it might be going out wide to the provincial meeting. Sly Boots, Main Danger. Nice Metro midweek win last time out. And Kerrigan, I had 3 looks at. Sneaky Wallards, 1900 metres back to 14. It's very interesting, but maybe, as we'll get to with Monarch's Bray, if that hasn't changed, maybe a tick over for something else next week. Quaddie kicks off with a benchmark 88, and quite easy for me to put. Disneck on top here. Was just super impressive last time out. No, it didn't beat much, but just won as it liked. Before that, got the job done quite well, and just meets the right race to go up in grade and run really well here. I'm going to put the filly, if not nearly come mare, on top in flight. Hey, buddy. This is Elijah. You can say hello. Just go out of the pool. Come in. Can't see you. Yeah. Go jump back in. Won't be long. Come. On as the Main Danger, 4-year-old mare. Perhaps wants it wet, and the 1200 metres is probably a concern. The more I think about this, but I thought Disney easy to like. We'll get to the quaddie later. The 8th is a 2000 metre benchmark 78. A race I did not like. I didn't spend much time on, and the only reason I actually revisited it is because I had to go on the quaddie. But I end up putting this Arcadian Emperor on top, as the market has 2. I was giving it a chance as a Derby horse last prep, going to off that Hawkesbury win. Went down, didn't do much in Melbourne, but by gosh, it smashed a field at Newcastle last time out, and this is an easy field for it to fit into here. It's on top from Monarch's Bray, who, given it's sitting here at 12 bucks and not going to that weird 1500 metre race at the end of the day, will make it the danger. Look, there is suggestions Canterbury only, but we've not seen it anywhere else, so why not make it a chance in an average race? Look, if I'm winning at this stage, I might back the favourite. If I'm not, it's not the race for me to be chasing in, put it that way. 1100 metres, benchmark 78 comes up next. Boston Rocks goes, no, it does not. Let me just look at this. Cosmonova actually goes on top. Thought it was very interesting last time out. I thought the trial was very sexy. Great prep last time out. Finished with a couple of wins. Suck gate here. Should run along. Probably leaders back. And I think can fight at the finish from Boston Rocks, who was good at the Heath last time. Had a bit to do. And has to run well here, I think. Respecting the 3-year-old down the bottom. But now comes from Canterbury. But the form around it is quite good. No real knock there. The last to wrap us up is a 1500 metre benchmark 78. And apart from the fact, and Monarch's Bray still is in this race, see what happens, eh? Old Mr. Waller. Tougher chance here, and that's what confused me, although it is staying at 1500 metres. But I'm going to put West of Africa on top. I thought it looked quite obvious. My only concern is I have no idea who Harry Davies is. A few people tell me he can sit straight, so maybe that's all you need to do. It's on top. We did some nice things last prep, a great resumption. Has to run well. So real line chase on Monarch's Bray, but possibly Canterbury Obi. Maybe this is just staying 1500 to go quick back up next week to 19 somewhere and piss in. But anyway, that's the day at Randwick. We've got a quaddie to look at first. First leg. 6 in flight, 7 Disneck, 9 Amazing Eagle, who I didn't mention, but he's a live chance. Second leg, number 9, we'll go down the bottom here. 9 Bakerloo Zach, 10 Chevelle Savant, 12 Lenape Vibe, 17 Acadiamper, 18 Monarch Spray, 19 Captain Maverick. Just wire ourselves up to be safe. Third leg, number 4, Boston Rocks, 6 Unstoppable, 10 Cosmonova, 12 Apex. Last leg, 1 Cadetship, 2 West of Africa, 6 Monarch Spray, and 13 Piggyback. $100 gets you about 35%, give or take scratchings. There. My best, race 2, number 1, the Midway. Bundeena will run well, obviously accredited, 4-6. Hard to beat. My value, race 9, Cosmonova, number 10, on a tricky day. I haven't actually looked at Geelong, but my God, I just got sick of benchmark 70s on a Saturday down there. I remember the days when we used to get summer racing around Caulfield, and it used to just be great betting times, but I think they're trying to milk an empty cow at the moment in some places, and so too in Sydney with some of this summer racing at the moment. But anyway, we soldier on, and we'll be back next week. I'm not sure if the Beaver or not, but otherwise I'll carry the shift again. We'll be back with some midweek stuff coming up soon, which those that have watched the show for last going on 6 years now know is a bit more of my bread and butter. Looking forward to getting stuck into where we head next with that. Check out showusyourtips.net in the next few weeks. Check out Did UFC That, which will be up next week on this channel. Footy and Frothies will be back as well. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the messages over the news. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas and New Year's. Talk soon.